control the bottom button. Undefeated. I'm Ken Berthelot, along with me, the coach, Wade Kaiser. Wade, we've got the makings of a good one, as we have every week.
Well, two outstanding football teams tonight bring outstanding records in. And like you said, we've got one that's a perennial that has been there perennially, year in, year out, has been to the Dome numerous times, and one that's trying to get there for the first time since the 60s and trying to establish and reestablish themselves as a perennial champion.
What do we look for in the Parkview Baptist Eagles? They got off to a slow start against very good teams, losing their first 3 games. But, Matt, they have won almost everything but one game since then.
Well, what we're going to say at Parkview is a very seasoned football team. They've had a very tough non-district football schedule, okay, and playing 5A teams early on in the season. Last week being a very good Teurlings team in the quarterfinals. You're going to see a ground control game at a Parkview tonight, basically based around the option game. They're going to run triple option football where there's going to be a possible give, a quarterback keep, or a pitch, and then all of the things that you're going to see off of their offense, the play action passes and things of that nature. Parkview Baptist has always done a great job playing defense, and I expect no different tonight.
The De La Salle Cavaliers, what do we expect from them?
We got to see them real early in the season, Ken, if you remember, over in Mississippi. De La Salle is a wide-open offense. Tons of skilled players at the quarterback position, at the running back position, at both wide receivers. These guys can actually get after it, and they can fly. So it's going to be a wide-open offense from the De La Salle Cavaliers tonight. That's what we're going to see from them. And outstanding defense. They're here because of their defense. Ryan Manali will tell you, part of the reason they're in the semifinals tonight is because of an outstanding job and a really good defense.
Is there an advantage for Parkview Baptist because so many of their players are used to being in this situation, winning and advancing to the Dome? The Cavaliers have not had that success with anybody on this roster.
Well, obviously, if you've been here before, you're going to understand what it takes to get through this game. So the jitters, the little nerves, the things of anticipation. Parkview Baptist has been through it before. De La Salle hasn't been through it. They haven't gotten to this stage. So it's going to be real interesting right after kickoff how things are going to play out in those first few minutes of a football game.
Well, we've got the makings of a good one. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk more about this game. The captains should be getting ready to meet at the center of the field pretty soon, and kickoff probably a little more than 5 minutes away. All of that coming up your way right after this timeout. Back at Joe Yenni Stadium here in Metairie, Ken Berthelot, Wade Kaiser, Matt and Jason Collins, our producer and photographers tonight, as the De La Salle Cavaliers, the homestanding Cavaliers, take the field. Coach Ryan Manali has put together a good football team that is undefeated. He's in his 5th year. 40-14 coming into this game tonight. He has built a program, not just a winning season.
Well, Ryan Manali has done a great job building the program, as you said. He's come in and he's gotten a lot of kids involved in the program, got a lot of kids out to play football. You can see it in his numbers, and when there's the numbers, he started playing kids at a young age, developing those numbers, developing that depth, and now that senior class has come to fruition, and he's right here knocking on the door with an opportunity to play in the semifinals and hopefully to get a chance after tonight to play in the state finals in the Dome for the Division II select bracket.
Parkview Baptist and Coach Jay Maye, again, he has built a program that in his 2nd year as the head coach he's very proud of, but he's been on this staff for 17 years. as everything from a trainer, and he's a certified athletic trainer, all the way to defensive coordinator. And now, for the last 2 years, he's been the head coach as the captains meet.
Well, you kind of learn how to do it all when you're a high school football coach. You learn how to tape ankles. You learn how to do the wash. You learn how to count socks, everything all the way up. There's nothing that isn't left to be done in your program, and Jay Mayette has done a great job. He has been there for a long time under the long-established coach Kenny Kiyat, who is now the athletic director at Parkview Baptist.
So as the captains meet at the center of the field, Wade, let's take a look at some of the other games we're going to be taking a close eye on tonight. And there are some important games to watch in the playoffs around the state.
Well, you've got Brother Martin and Scotlandville. These are in the select Division I semifinals. Brother Martin from 9-5A Catholic League down here in Scotlandville, from the Baton Rouge area. Evangel Christian and John Curtis on the other side of the bracket. You've got St. Amand, West Monroe on the quarterfinals of the 5A playoffs. Acadiana Zachary, and you've got John Ehret and Destrehan, and Landry Walker out of New Orleans, and Parkway out of Shreveport. Those are going to be some big games in the 5A classification of the quarterfinals. They are 1 week behind the select playoffs.
De La Salle won the toss and deferred to the second half, so Parkview will have the football first in this game. The De La Salle Cavaliers band is on the field, and they will play our national anthem. Our officials tonight are from the Lafayette Officials Association. The referee is Boyd Guy.
Protect all of them from any injury and harm. Let them each play to the best of their God-given abilities. Grant to these athletes, their coaches, the officials, as well as us, the fans, the strength to pursue excellence and sportsmanship during this athletic event and in our everyday lives. As we approach the Christmas season, let us each not forget that you, our Lord, are the reason for the season. In this we ask you, our Heavenly Father, St. John Baptist, De La Salle, live Jesus in our hearts. Amen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Yenni Stadium in Metairie, Louisiana, our national anthem. The De La Salle Cavalier marching band playing our national anthem as we get set for kickoff at Yenni Stadium in what is the semifinals here in Division II. The winner of this one goes to the Louisiana Superdome. Won't be anything new for Parkview, but it would be something very special for the De La Salle Cavaliers.
Well, De La Salle coming out of District 9 3A. They had to beat a real good Lutcher Bulldog team to win that district, and they kind of really whooped up on Lutcher. We got to see Lutcher play a couple times this year, so they are definitely very worthy out of coming out of that side of the bracket. And then enough said about Parkview. Parkview, a perennial powerhouse out of Baton Rouge, District 6 3A up there. Always plays a tough non-district schedule before they get into their district schedule. Tonight, Kenny, the winner of this game will have the winner of the number 3 seed St. Thomas More out of Lafayette and the number 7 seed University Lab out of Baton Rouge. De La Salle is the number 1 seed on the bracket, and Parkview Baptist is the number 5 seed on the bracket.
Again, our officials tonight are from the Lafayette Area Officials Association, and the referee is Boyd Guy. Parkview is decked out in all white, trimmed in red and blue, and they will be moving to our white. De La Salle is in their solid maroon uniforms, headgear, jerseys, and pants. We are set to go. It'll be a deep kick taken at the 5-yard line. And coming around the near side with running room, breaking some tackles at the 20, 30, and 35 is a fine return by Parkview's Caleb Moe.
But tell you what, great blocking down the boundary. He faked the ball going up the middle, drew in the De La Salle coverage, and he bounces it to his right out to the outside boundary where they had set up a nice return to that side. It's going to set Parkview up in outstanding field position to start their first drive. We're going to see option offense out of the Parkview Baptist Eagles tonight. That's going to present a problem to a De La Salle defense who doesn't see much option on their schedule.
26-yard kickoff return. McCain Luke Kinchin. Fine senior quarterback, good height, 6'3", 185. This is a running offense, and he will, on first down, run around the left side and cross the 40 up to the 41-yard line for a gain of 5.
Tell you what, right there, very nice read by Kitchen, who pulls the ball on the veer read. He reads the the second down lineman pass the ball in the triple option, and he pulls the ball on the read, gets it out onto the flank, and has a nice pickup and puts him in second and medium.
Now, we talked about this offense, and I want you to explain the offense as people look. It's that double wing option, and it's a very potent ground game offense. With the carry, Preston Roberts, and look at Roberts bust through. Roberts all the way into De La Salle territory with a big run. They'll mark him down at the 32-yard line, a gain of 27 yards for Roberts.
That's the counter play off of the veer. They fake the fullback one way, and they come around with Preston Roberts to the opposite way on the counter. You can see right there. He hits a hole, hits the seam, and he's running right into the secondary of De La Salle right there. Nice pickup, nice gain. Parkview's on a move now.
They'll mark it at the 30 and give him 2 more. First and 10. The flip back, Roberts. Look at Roberts turn the corner. Roberts inside the 15-yard line to the 14-yard line, and Parkview Baptist moving at a good clip, gaining big yardage, 14 for Roberts on that carry.
You're going to see 2 types of options tonight. You're going to see a midline option. You're going to see a triple option. We might see 3, even a double option. That was midline triple right there. He pulls the ball, disconnects the ball, reads the first man pass the ball that time, pitches off the second man for a nice pickup. Great blocking out on the flank by the wide receiver core from Parkview.
You'll see series with this football where Parkview does not throw a pass. They run it so well. Look at Kenshin, the quarterback, with the fake, the keep, and he's down to the 10-yard line for a gain of 5. And Parkview making this first drive look real easy against a very good De La Salle Cavalier defense.
The midline option right there on the double read. They're going to read the first man pass the ball. They were reading the down defensive tackle, number 93. He collapses in on the ball on the first threat. Quarterback Kitchen pulls the ball, rams it up inside behind the lead blocker, Preston Roberts, who was up on the linebacker for a nice pickup.
Tight end, Zareel Pedigo is on the left side. He's a blocking tight end, but they love to run in his direction. They won't this time. They'll go the other way. Kenshin extended that time and dives to the 5-yard line. A good tackle made by the Cavaliers, Lance Robinson.
Lance Robinson right there had the quarterback on his responsibility coming downhill from his free safety position in order to run the alley. Right there, De La Salle was kind of slow on their option reads, not getting to where they're needed to be as quickly as possible. You're going to have to be able to play responsible football. Play the dive, play the quarterback, play the pitch. That's how you got to play defense tonight if you're De La Salle against this option offense.
First and goal. That was a gain of 6 there at the 4-yard line. Parkview with an impressive opening drive in this game. Here's a give, and this is a push right through by Connor Joffrey, and he's into the end zone, and that's a touchdown, Parkview Baptist.
Didn't take long to get on the board. They run the power lead right inside from the 3-yard line. They knock the De La Salle Cavaliers back into the end zone. Great job by that offensive line of Parkview Baptist at the point of attack. Teague, Silby, Stancil, and Hamid Shika, big offensive lineman.
Preston Roberts and the Parkview Baptist offense looked extremely impressive, as did McCain Luke Kinchin, the quarterback. Wade Simmons in to attempt the point after. He's got a great leg and has no trouble splitting the uprights. And with 9:12 on the clock in the first quarter, Parkview Baptist goes 7 plays, and they do it easily, driving the field for a 7-0 lead.
Well, I think that kind of answers the question about the butterfly part of things that we were talking about in the pregame, Ken. De La Salle right there having trouble with their option responsibility. It was shown early on in the drive where they weren't taking care of their option responsibilities, which resulted in gasping and big plays down the field for Parkview. If they don't get that straightened right now on the boundary, it could be a long night for that De La Salle defense. Parkview acts like they've been here before.
Yes, they have.
So, it's what they do. Option offenses, they know how to attack a defense. They're going to force the defense to play responsible. I take the dive, you take the pitch, he takes the quarterback type of football. And if you mess up on your option responsibilities, you're going to get gaps.
McKee with the kick. But a flag is down, offside. We'll kick it over.
They're going to black it up 5 yard. I think Parkview Baptist was offside right there. getting back to that option offense, teams like this, and if you see the academies run it, which this week you're going to see the Army-Navy game. I'm sorry, in the next week or so you'll see the Army-Navy game. They run this type of offense to perfection, and it forces defenses to have to make some sort of adjustments during that week of practice in order just to get ready to practice it. And then on top of that, you got to be able to simulate it with your scout offenses in order to get a right look, and that's hard to do, Ken.
So McKee sends it on its way again. This one pulled down at the 8. Quincy Cage on the return. And he'll give the Cavaliers some pretty good field position up to the 31-yard line. A 23-yard return by Quincy Cage.
This De La Salle offense coming on the field now is extremely explosive with Rico Wheat at running back, Jabal White, Julian Gums, who we saw earlier this year over in Mississippi, has thrown for over 1,100 yards and 23 TDs on the season. These guys are explosive. They know how to throw the ball vertically, and they know how to make the big play happen.
Yeah, hold on to your seats, folks, and if you're streaming this one to the big screen, don't go away. This could be offenses gone wild this week. Gums at quarterback will hand it off. The Cavaliers will test the Parkview Baptist defensive front and get 4 on this first down carry.
The favorite part of the De La Salle running game, Ken, is the inside zone play where they're going to try to get a body on a body up front against that Parkview Baptist 3-man line and work up to the linebackers and hit creases in there where they can vertically run Jabal White and Rico Wheat and hit seams.
Gums will hand it off to Quincy Cage, an all-around athlete sweeping the right side. Right off that jet sweep, he gets to the 40-yard line, and that's a gain of 5 more, bringing up third down and short, 3rd and 1.
It's going to be 3rd and 1. They were trying to run the jet sweep outside with Quincy Cage, getting his speed out on the boundary. Great job by the De La Salle wide receivers, Ahmad Munoz and Eddie Miner out there doing a great job blocking on the flank.
To keep this drive alive and move the chains on 3rd down and 1 at the 40-yard line. And he won't make it. Quincy Cage with the attempt, and Parkview stacked him up on the left side, and that was a good stack up headed by Evan Chaney.
Evan Chaney does a nice job right there from his defensive tackle position. He knifed down inside, beat the De La Salle offensive lineman to the inside gap, penetrates the inside, and meets the running back of De La Salle into the backfield for a nice loss. It's going to bring up fourth down in a punting situation for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, too early in a ball game, deep in your own territory, at your own 39-yard line, to try anything fancy in the first quarter, trailing. Just gets the punt off, and the diving catch by Caleb Moe. So the Cavaliers have to punt their first possession with the football away and find a way to stop this Parkview Baptist explosive offense.
It's going to be interesting to see what type of adjustments De La Salle made on the boundary versus the option offense of Parkview Baptist. The first thing that needed to be said from the defensive coordinator down on the boundary, John Creech, is he needed to get his guys to understand that you've got to do your job. That means take care of your responsibility on the option. Don't try to do too many things. Do what you're taught.
At the 31, 1st and 10. There's that option pitch to Joffrion. Looking for room on the corner. Good inside cut. He got to the 40-yard line and is pushed back, but his forward progress will be up to the 40. A 9-yard gain, and Parkview Baptist just continues to find seams, holes, and make good runs and gain big yards.
Well, they were there to make the play, speaking about De La Salle, but they just didn't wrap up and make a tackle on Joffrion. Joffrion running hard, getting north and south. But I tell you what, great job that time blocking on the flank by the Parkview Baptist wide receivers. Patrick Bayas made that play go.
First drive, the first series for Parkview Baptist, 7 plays, 2 minutes and 48 seconds. And they went down and scored. Look at this big hole up the middle, and there's a first down as Connor Joffrion, the leading rusher with 725 yards coming into the game, makes a big gainer.
Big gainer right there for a first down. It's going to be the counter play again that we saw in the first series, Ken. They faked the dive one way, come back with Preston Roberts the other way, hitting that hole on that counter play for a huge pickup.
That huge pickup is 14 yards and a first down. And now at the Cavalier 46. They'll test the middle of that Cavalier defense and get just a few. And that's the first time on that run by Matthew Merla that the Parkview Baptist Eagles have been held to less than a 5-yard gain.
I'll tell you what, right there, Royce Richardson was on the tackle, but he was along for the ride. Matthew Merla got the ball on the dive handoff right there and just kind of carried Royce Richardson for about 5 yards on his back until, I guess you would say, he bulldogged him down to the ground.
Second down and 5 at the 41. In Cavalier territory, De La Salle shifting that line around. Keeper by Kenshin. Look at Kenshin cut and weave to the 30-yard line. And Kenshin with an 11-yard gain for another first down.
Kitchen did a nice job right there getting the read on the triple option. Veer, he pulls the ball, disconnects the ball, and gets it out onto the edge and options the next man. He did a great job keeping the ball right there. But I tell you, Ken, had he pitched the ball, there was nobody on the pitch. I think they would have walked 40 yards for the touchdown.
They're not moving at a real speedy pace, but they're not slowing it down either. They're keeping the Cavalier defense on their heels. 1st and 10 at the 30. The pitch, Roberts, left end sweep, and he will have the first down inside the 20-yard line in the De La Salle Cavalier red zone. They will mark this one at the 17-yard line, and that's a gain of 12, or 13, pardon me.
Toss sweep right there. What ends up taking place, De La Salle goes ahead and calls a timeout. I guess they're trying to get things straight. That's a toss sweep right there by Parkview Baptist, getting it outside on the edge. The problem is De La Salle's getting nobody into that the lane downhill for the pitch for the quarterback, as well as that toss sweep right there. It's kind of left open, and that's where Parkview Baptist is attacking and making a lot of yardage.
Well, how impressive is this Parkview Baptist offense? The first series, they go 64 yards in 7 plays in just 2 minutes and 48 seconds, take a 7-0 lead, stop the Cavaliers with 1 first down on the De La Salle opening possession with the football, and now Parkview has taken the punt and started at their own 31-yard line and now have driven in the De La Salle Cavalier red zone.
Well, they've been here before. They know what they're seeing right there out of the De La Salle defense. They know how to attack it. These guys with their option offenses, they know exactly. They're like mad scientists. They know how all week to dissect things, who to read, who to option, and those guys have it down to the T on exactly how to attack on a 4-man line, how to attack a 3-man line, and right now they're kind of unstoppable. What De La Salle has to do is they've got to get back to playing responsible football. That means taking care of their responsibility versus the option. They're struggling with that right now.
First and 10 at the Cavaliers 17. Parkview Baptist Eagles caught in the backfield, and Joffrion is thrown for a huge loss by Daquan Edwards.
Daquan Edwards does a great job slicing through there. Adjustment they might have made right there in the timeout. You're going to see Daquan Edwards right here coming from the backside against the power sweep, hitting the running back in the backfield for a huge loss, bulldogging him down to the ground. That's something that De La Salle needed right there to put Parkview Baptist behind the change for a 2nd and long.
No wonder that a guy like Daquan Edwards is being recruited by McNeese, Southern Miss, Memphis, and Nichols, all watching him real close. 2nd down, 12 after the 2-yard loss. Here's the pitch, left side, Kavanaugh still on his feet. Kavanaugh with a dive to the end zone. Did he make it? No signal by the officials yet. There it is. Touchdown, Kavanaugh. Trent Kavanaugh with the carry for the score.
Tell you what, great read right there. That was set up by Kitchen, doing a great job reading the option, gets Kavanaugh out the edge. But I tell you what, I am totally impressed with these Parkview Baptist receivers doing a great job blocking out on the flank, Ken. That was set up by the blocking out on the flank. Kavanaugh gets the pitch off the midline option right there and just walks into that end zone.
Now the point after, coming by Wade Simmons, if they need him for a field goal later on, has great range, has 45 to 50-yard range, and was booming him from there in warm-ups. And look at that ball. He sends it a long way on the extra point. It is good, and with 3 minutes and 53 seconds to play in the first quarter of this game, it's 14-0 Parkview Baptist leading the De La Salle Cavaliers.
Again, De La Salle's going to have to make some adjustments on the boundary. They're going to have to settle down the defense, get them to understand what their responsibilities are on the option. I think they're kind of mixed up right now, maybe not all in sync. They're not running the alley from the free safety position. They're not fitting and forming up and getting off of blocks from the strong safety position or the corner position out on the edge to take care of the edge running game of Parkview Baptist, the pitches and the tosses outside, and that's creating a huge problem. They're going to have
69 yards in 6 plays.
Right.
The 19-yard right-end sweep on that pitch. The option pitch to Kavanaugh, and goodness gracious, it's 14-0 before you can blink an eye, and the Cavalier offense is going to have to really get something going here. This one, Jabil White bringing it back, and White, the senior, carries to the 20-yard line. And now the pressure's on this De La Salle offense.
Well, they got to get something going. They've got to get a first down. Let's just start with the first down. They need they need 10 yards, move the chains. Let's just get to that point right there and get something going. Settle these the players down from the coaching standpoint and move the chains. And let's do what we do best: get the ball in the hands of our athletes and make things happen athletically.
Well, Jabil White is the running back next to Julian Gums, the 5'11" junior quarterback. Has accounted for 34 touchdowns this year. They're going to uncork a bomb on first down, and it's just off the fingertips of B.J. Randall, who was streaking down the left sideline and had a chance at that ball.
On the coverage right there was number 21, Hayden Warren, who did a nice job running step for step with B.J. Randall in great coverage. De La Salle likes to stretch the ball down the field. They got to be able to throw the verticals to be able to loosen up their running game.
2nd down, 10. At the 21-yard line, they had the man. Just couldn't connect with him, but it was close. Gums with the snap against the 4-man rush. Will throw. It's caught by Eddie Minor. Minor brought down at the 24-yard line. That'll be a gain of 3.
Eddie Minor does a nice job running a little hitch sit down from his number 2 wide receiver position, the slot position right there. Eddie Minor has a lot of speed. If they can get him open and loose into the secondary, he can take it to the bank. I tell you what, he is extremely fast, extremely quick, extremely athletic.
That's his 15th catch on the year, but it brings up 3rd down 7 because he only gained 3 off of it. And again, the Cavaliers, with the way Parkview Baptist is moving the football, has to give their defense a rest. They have to keep this drive going. Here comes the rush. Good hard throw. It's picked off. Caleb Moe. Moe to the 30, to the 20 on the return, and upended inside the 20-yard line. Penalty flag is down where the tackle was made inside the 20.
I'll tell you what, that ball was thrown to the opposite side of the intended receiver. I don't know if the intended receiver was supposed to break out and the ball was thrown out and he broke in. There was some miscommunication by quarterback and receiver there, but the ball was not on target. It was thrown behind the receiver, thus the penalty. All right, thus the interception, and there's our penalty. I think we got a personal foul. Let's take a look at this replay if we can. You can take a look at the replay right here. Here's the setup. Julian Gums is going to rifle the ball. There's the intended receiver hooking up right there. It's thrown behind the receiver, and you can see the pick right there by Caleb Moe. See if we can see what happened at the end of the play. No, we couldn't. Some sort of personal foul by De La Salle, which will tack on extra yards to that interception.
Wow, so by way of the interception at the De La Salle 8-yard line, 1st and 10. Give again. Left side run. It's Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh diving for that end zone. He's in. Touchdown again. He made the last-minute dive. Got in. Score.
Right. Last-minute dive. Got in. We're not going to be able to see the instant replay. Maybe we can see it on our instant replay. The counter of Kavanaugh right here is going to fake. They're going to fake the dive one way. They're going to give it Kavanaugh coming back the opposite direction. He's going to keep bouncing, keep bouncing, keep bouncing, keep bouncing. Look at the broke tackle there. There's another broken tackle there. Another broke tackle into the end zone. Looked like the ball broke the plane before his knee went down. Touchdown, Eagles.
Wow. I am impressed. And I think most people knew that Parkview Baptist was a powerful offensive machine. But to come in here and do to the Cavaliers what they have done so far in this first quarter is just a head shaker. And the extra point is up by Wade Simmons and good. 21-0. Parkview Baptist with the lead over the Cavaliers with 2:38 to play in the first. That score coming off the interception by Caleb Moe.
Well, the secret here is De La Salle's got to get something going on offense. They've got to take a little pressure off this defense that has been on the field for almost 3/4 of this first quarter already. I mean, how many snaps De La Salle's? 4, 7 snaps, 8 snaps?
7.
7 snaps. I mean, the defense has been on the field. So they're going to have to get a first down here. They've got to do something for this defense to catch its breath, get a little, I guess you would say, get their swagger back a little bit. They've got to do something right now or this thing could get blown and get wide open and get extremely ugly.
McKee to kick it. He'll send it to the 10-yard line. Nice return. Big hole. Cavaliers are going to go the distance. Well, if De La Salle needed something to get it going, they just got it. And how big it was from Miles Ward.
Well, I tell you what, Miles Ward, I think, has been coming back off an injury. He's been injured most of this year, and that's the quickest way in order to be able to get your team back into it is get a special team play. You can see the hole open up right there as Miles Ward takes the ball down the Parkview Baptist sideline, and he goes the distance for the touchdown. One way to get your team back into things is to have a spark happen. A spark can happen anywhere, but you love to see it always happen on a special team play, which will get your team that swagger back.
Finn LaBreche with the extra point. It is up and good, and the Cavaliers are on the board with 2 minutes and 24 seconds to play in this first quarter. It's Parkview 21, De La Salle 7.
You know, Ken, you never want to take points off the board, but I tell you what, that defense is right back on the field again. You know, they're tired. But, I mean, you know, what are you going to do? Absolutely, you're going to take those 7 points on a great kickoff return by Ward, but your defense is right back on the field. They're over there sucking on oxygen on the sidelines because they've been on the field for the majority of the first quarter.
Miles Ward with a kickoff return touchdown.
Tell you what, that thing opened up like the Red Sea. You saw great blocking at the point of attack, right up the right hash for De La Salle, turning out the Parkview defenders, nobody there. Once he breaks past the first line of the Parkview Baptist defenders, there was nobody there except the kicker, and he outran him. You can see right there how he is accelerating past everybody and right into the end zone. Great special teams play by De La Salle.
A 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Miles Ward gives the Cavaliers new life, and they kick off the Parkview Baptist with 2:24 to play in the first. This one coming down to the 8-yard line, and this is Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh with a short return to the 21.
Kavanaugh doing a good job there again. Parkview Baptist trying to set up their right return. They doubled out and they turned in really with a great block cleaning up a De La Salle tackler right there. Kavanaugh kind of bounces off of it, and then he gets cleaned up and brought down at the 21-yard line.
Last week, to start the game, Miles Ward returned to kickoff 88 yards for a touchdown. Tonight, a 90-yard KORTD. Coaches like that, don't they?
Absolutely.
So do fans.
Coaches like touchdowns.
However they come. And watch this explosive offense by the Eagles of Parkview Baptist. Kenshin on the keeper, and he is smothered by Preston Jones.
Preston Jones comes off of the block of the center right there. As the center reaches to his left, comes behind the center's block and does a nice job tackling Kitchen in the backfield. If you notice, there was no pitch back at that particular time. Had they moved the pitch back out into the formation, out into the slot. So it was a double option where they were only either reading the give or pulling the ball and keeping it. He decided to disconnect, keep it, and a great job on the tackle by De La Salle.
At the 17-yard line. Second down. That one almost picked off by the Cavaliers' Nobel Scott. Or was it Miles Ward?
Well, the intended receiver right there was Kyle Washington. It was a slant route, and it was almost picked off, I think, by Lance Robinson, Ken. Almost stepped right in front of the slant route. Had he picked that, he'd have walked to the end zone. There was nobody there to stop him. Cavalier players on defense raising their hands to get the crowd into it with 1 minute 32 seconds to play in the first quarter. 21-7. It's been a great football game. If you're watching, don't leave your computer screen, telephone, or TV if you're streaming it to the big screen. There's the give up the middle. This time the Cavaliers close the door, nothing doing. Maybe a yard or two up to the 20. Yeah, it'll be about a 3-yard gain up to the 20. Hard fought yards. But that brings up fourth down. Yes. Right, brings up 4th down and 11. They gave the ball to Merla that time on the dive read, and De La Salle did a great job coming down, playing responsible football, playing assignment football, and taking the dive away, forcing Parkview Baptist into a punting situation.
William Fassand averages 40 yards a punt for the Parkview Baptist Eagles, and going to get a great bounce on this one. Is picked up by Shabil White. He's going to run. Flag is thrown, and White is tripped up from behind, and he falls right across the 50-yard line. But let's see what the flag is all about. Back near where Shabil White picked up that football, or
I think they're going to get Noble Scott for a block in the back right here. Yep, there you go. Block in the back. You can see the call from our official. Block in the back. You'll get a good look at it on our replay right here. There's the bounce. Here's the catch return. There's the block in the back by number 8, Noble Scott. And they'll mark it 15 yards from the spot of that particular foul.
Wow, backs it up all the way back to the 33-yard line. They were up near, or would have been up near midfield. Now they've got a little work to do. 42 seconds to play, first quarter. Wow, we got a big jump across the line.
Well, it's just a little introduction. I mean, somebody decided to go a little quick, so they're going to sit there and talk about it, see if they were drawn off or if it was offsides by Parkview Baptist.
I believe that might have been B.J. Gaines that jumped.
Offsides Parkview Baptist. So De La Salle pick up 5 yards of back from that block in the back penalty and put them inside the sticks for first down. Offensive coordinators really like to have first down inside the sticks and not at the sticks.
Well, moves it up to the 38-yard line. Well, hold on. Another flag thrown.
They're looking at the boundary. I think it's going to probably be a sideline warning. Oh, my goodness. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Parkview Baptist. Something had to be said over there on the boundary by the coaching staff to the line judge.
It had to be because we saw there was nothing going on the field. So
no. That was just a warning. They gave him a sideline warning, I think is what it was.
Okay.
I thought I saw the unsportsmanlike penalty by the official, but it was just a warning.
Back to 1st and 5. Here's the give. Quincy Cage around the end. Cage trying to break a tackle. Keeps his feet and finally stumbles down inside the 30-yard line at the 29-yard line of the Parkview Baptist Eagles. And all of a sudden, we've got a football game after that 33-yard gain by Quincy Cage.
B.J. Randall does a great job blocking out on the perimeter, allowing Cage to split into the secondary. Once he's in that secondary, I tell you what, he has no match with his speed against that Parkview Baptist speed. In other words, Cage is faster.
Quincy Cage taking the snap direct at the quarterback slot in a Wildcat, will run over the left tackle slot and get it inside the 25-yard line down to the 23-yard line.
So you're going to see that tonight sometimes. You're going to see some different athletes going to line up at the quarterback spot for De La Salle and take that Wildcat snap and end up doing some quick plays trying to catch that Parkview Baptist defense off guard as we come to the end of the first quarter.
That is the end of quarter number 1, and we have had a wild one. If you're watching and listening, get set for more of this because we have 2 explosive offenses getting ready to go. After 1 quarter of play, Parkview Baptist 21, De La Salle 7, back with the second quarter right after this. Hi, we are set with second quarter action. Parkview 21, De La Salle 7, semifinals, Division II. The winner goes to the Louisiana Superdome. De La Salle with the football, second down. Rico Wheat with his first carry of the game to the 21-yard line.
Rico Wheat trying to run the off-tackle play right there. It was tough sledding on that Parkview defense. Rico Wheat on the year, 94 attempts, 559 yards. He scored 14 touchdowns for the Cavaliers. He's a worthy running back. He's a senior. We've seen him for the past 2 years do some outstanding things for the Cavaliers.
Every time Quincy Cage has touched the football, except for his Wildcat snap, he has had an explosive play for this Cavalier offense. If you're watching him, folks, he's number 11 in the slot to the top of your screen.
Officials have stopped the play. I don't know if it's something with the chains or exactly.
I'm not sure if the play clock started. It's still at 25 seconds.
Well, there you go. There we go. They're pressing the play clock to make sure that they're ready to start it on the snap. Well, now let's see. And there's the chain being pulled, and now they'll start the 25-second clock.
3rd down, 7 for the Cavaliers. Gums pumps once, now will throw into the end zone to Eddie Minor. Minor's got it. Is he in the end zone? Is it good? No, he is out of the end zone when he made the catch. Eddie Minor with a nice grab and a beautiful throw by Julian Gums, but Minor was out.
Ken, he needed to throw that ball just a tad bit sooner. Here's a look at it on the replay. They're going to fake the jet sweep. He needs to throw that ball now, and it's a little late on the throw, which leads him out of the end zone. It's a nice pass, nice catch, just happened not to get a foot into the end zone.
Oh, Minor was so close on that one. So, Finn LaBreche, this is his range. He can kick it from inside 40, and he'll boot this one from 38 yards out, and it is just short. Just short.
Just short on line, just didn't have the distance right there. But I tell you what I like right there. De La Salle moves the ball. They move the chains. They make a statement. They buy some time now for their defense to catch their breath a little bit. All right? And what they do is they get a little bit of their swagger back. It's such a game of momentum. It's a game of swagger. De La Salle needed that offensively. Parkview Baptist will now go back to work with their normal option offense to try to control that line of scrimmage, which is what they did all the way through the first quarter.
Well, this is a big series for the De La Salle defense, trailing 21-7. We're about a minute into the second quarter of play. McCain Luke Kinchin changing the play and handing off. And it'll be a run by Preston Roberts to the 22-yard line, a gain of 2. Brought down by Robert Lestrick.
Robert Lestrick from his linebacker did a nice job stepping up on the counter trap play by Parkview Baptist and making a nice tackle in the backfield. For our viewers at home, can you see Parkview Baptist, they'll send a back in motion and then they'll bring him back to his position. What they're trying to do with that to see if anybody from De La Salle is rotating on the motion.
Flags down all over the place.
Because many times against option teams, when people go in motion, defenses will like to try to adjust by bringing another secondary person down inside the box to get an extra player because of the motion. That's what they're trying to see, if somebody is moving or not. I just wanted to explain that to our viewers at home because everybody looks at that and they don't know what is this guy doing? He keeps doing that. That's what they're trying to see. They're trying to see it in the box as well as down on the field to know then how to make the next call off of that motion.
Well explained.
Maybe a little too long, but it's the truth.
Oh, it's the Wade Kaiser Coaching Clinic, and I love it. I love it. Second down. 13 after that penalty yardage mark-off. Push straight ahead, and the Cavaliers have found a way to shut down the middle for Preston Roberts, who goes back and gets back some of the penalty yardage, gets it back to about the 20-yard line.
They run the midline option that time where the fullback, Kavanaugh, is running straight up the rear end of the center. The quarterback, Kitchen, is reading the first down lineman pass the ball. If that person collapses, then he's going to pull the ball. If he doesn't collapse, he's going to give the ball. Right there was no collapse by the defensive man. He gives the ball to the fullback.
Here's the toss. Trying to move the chains, and it's incomplete, knocked down, threw that into traffic. A lot of traffic, as a matter of fact, 3 maroon jerseys there.
Tell you what, right there to make that play too was the linebacker Josh Paul dropping into his drop underneath the curl. It was a curl-rail combination by Parkview Baptist. Outside receiver coming in on the curl. The slot back running rail down the boundary. Quarterback sprinted out to his right, threw the ball into a lot of traffic. He was lucky that was not picked. But it's a nice 3-and-out for De La Salle.
Yes, it is. Ball at the 19-yard line is going to force a punt. And that's the second consecutive 3-and-out for this Parkview team. It's blocked. It's blocked at the 5-yard line. And it'll be De La Salle ball right there inside the 5-yard line. Blocked by Preston Jones.
I think that was Christian Jones. Pops right up the center. We'll see it on the replay right here. He's going to get his big paw on that ball. Bang! There's your block right there. Nobody touches him. Comes right up the middle. Reaches out and blocks the ball. And De La Salle is in business inside the 5-yard line.
Wow, how is that?
2 big special team plays tonight, Ken. How big are special teams in the playoffs?
Miles Ward, 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, and now a block punt that gives the Cavaliers the ball. At the 5-yard line, Julian Gums, quarterback keeper, dives to the 1-yard line. That'll be a gain of 4.
That was a keeper all the way by Julian Gums, who kind of let everything get set up off tackle right there. And then he finds his hole, tries to get vertical, and he brings it down to the 4-yard line. Julian Gums has an outstanding arm, but he can also get things done with his feet because he's rushed for 605 yards this year and 11 touchdowns.
2nd and goal from the 1-yard line for the Cavaliers. Gums with Rico Wheat behind him, gives to Rico Wheat. Wheat with the counter. He's into the end zone. Touchdown! Rico Wheat for the score, and the De La Salle Cavaliers have pulled within 7 of the Parkview Baptist Eagles.
Off tackle play by Rico Wheat. He rams it in off tackle. You can see on our replay right here, he's going to go to his right off tackle. Great blocking at the point of attack by that De La Salle offensive line. Bang, he lowers his shoulders, gets himself through a crease and gets into the end zone and brings it to 13 points on the board for De La Salle.
Fen LeBreche to attempt the point after. It is kicked up, and it is good. And with 8:33 to play in the first half, we have a football game again. Parkview, who had jumped out to a 21-0 lead, has seen De La Salle Cavalier special teams allow the Cavs to bring it back within 7. 21-14 with 8:33 to play first half.
You work special teams for a reason. I mean, it's the third part of the game. It's extremely important. You always want to be able to get some sort of big play off of your special team, especially when you have electrifying athletes like De La Salle has. So they get one off the kickoff return, and then they get a block punt, and it sets them up for that touchdown. How big is that? Huge mistake by Parkview Baptist on their punt protection. I'm sure that's going to get covered at halftime.
Oh, yeah, you can count on that. Wow. Well, let's see what the Cavaliers, or if the Cavaliers choose to kick it deep. And they will. Caleb Moe at the 6-yard line. Going to the outside and has room and has blockers. Moe past the 25 is pulled down in a crowd before he can reach the 30, and a late flag tossed high in the air.
They have something going on against that De La Salle left side of their kickoff coverage. Parkview Baptist has been walling everything in, kicking everything out, and creating nice creases over there for Caleb Moe. Here's a call by our official. We've got a personal foul horse collar by De La Salle. The tackle must have been made high up around the neck. That's a big penalty now. It's going to tack on 15 yards from the spot of the horse collar. It's going to put Parkview Baptist in business at their 44-yard line.
Going to turn a 23-yard return into a 38-yard return.
43-yard line, correct.
Wow. First and 10 at the 43 for Parkview Baptist. They have not thrown a pass in this game yet. Everything has been on the ground. Here's the toss to Connor Joffrion. And Joffrion is across midfield to the 49-yard line.
They're wearing out that seam or the outside alley on De La Salle. De La Salle needs to get somebody into that alley with support from the secondary. They're just not doing it. This is the second time we've seen that toss sweep hit in that alley. We've seen it on pitches off the triple and also the midline option. They're getting no secondary support into the alley. Parkview Baptist will probably wear that out.
8-yard gain brings up second down 2 at the De La Salle 49-yard line. Flags thrown again.
Something's going on that sideline between that sideline official and the Parkview Baptist coaches. And I don't think they're talking about where to eat after the game.
But you have to be careful because you don't want an unsportsmanlike called on the bench. The officials, again, are from the Lafayette Officiating Association. Boyd Guy.
That's waved off. They called a timeout prior. It's timeout Parkview Baptist. So that the flag was picked up. There was apparently something said over there. No penalty. The timeout had been called first. So that's Parkview Baptist's first timeout of the first half. You know, there's a lot of things exchanged between coaches and sideline officials.
Kaiser, you were a coach. Give us an example.
Yeah, where you going after the game? It's good to see you again. How's the wife and the family? All those nice things.
Yeah, and the needle on the lie detector right now is just going crazy. You want to tell us the truth?
And then the game starts.
Yeah, there you go. There we go. Parkview Baptist has won 5 state championships, including last year. Under Coach Jay Maye, and De La Salle's looking for their first in school history. And for a while it looked like that was going to be a far-reaching dream, but boy, the Cavaliers have come back in this one because of great special teams play. And let's see if the defense, which has forced 2 consecutive 3-and-outs, can do the same. However, Parkview, with 7:52 to play in the half, has second down and 2 at the Cavalier 49-yard line. Kenshin with a keeper has the first down. Great fake by Kenshin to Kavanaugh, and Kenshin goes all the way to the 39-yard line. That's a gain of 10.
Tell you what, Parkview Baptist can wear out all night the midline option if they want to. If De La Salle does not do something in order to take care of the second part of the option, which is the quarterback keep off of it. De La Salle collapsed all the way in on the very first part of it. Everybody took the dive. Nobody had the quarterback on the second part of the option. You've got to play assignment football.
1st and 10. Wide sweep to the near side. Preston Roberts pushed out of bounds.
There's the toss sweep again, getting out into the alley. De La Salle does a better job setting the edge right there that time in order to get the inside-out pursuit from the secondary, getting into the alley. That's a lot better job that time by De La Salle.
Gain of 4. Second down, 6. Kyle Washington was wide to the left. He moves all the way over to the right side of the formation. Cole Maye, Coach Jay Maye's son, number 10, who just went in motion and set. 5 seconds on the play clock. Here's the pitch outside, and everyone was waiting for Connor Joffrion. Boom, he goes down. Josh Paul, the linebacker.
Josh Paul did a great job that time getting off of the block. He played his option responsibility, comes off, and he takes the pitch off the midline option. We'll get to see it right here. Look at Josh Paul. Get off the block. Bang. Make a forward tackle right there for a big play. De La Salle defensively needed that. It was a great executed play except for the block at the point of attack for Parkview Baptist. Great play by Josh Paul.
Loss of 5. 3rd down, 10. A little push pass forward. Connor Joffrion has the first down and more to the 25-yard line. That's the first pass thrown, and a little shuttle pass forward, but it worked. What a time to call it.
It's a shuttle pass. If it goes on the ground, it's incomplete, and you're playing the next down. It's kind of like a draw. You're going to draw all the rush up the field. You're going to shuttle the ball to Connor Joffrion right there, coming to get the ball underneath, and he gets vertical, hits a seam, and picks up a huge first down for Parkview Baptist.
Is that counted as a run or a pass statistically?
That would count as a pass statistically.
That's their first one thrown, 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line of the Cavaliers. Hand off, Trent Kavanaugh.
Tell you what,
he just keeps going.
Tell you what, Kavanaugh runs hard. He's like a bull. He's north and south trying to get himself some running room, and De La Salle just did not do a good job wrapping up or tackling. Kavanaugh keeps his legs turning, and he keeps driving, and you'll see it right here. 1 missed tackle, 2 missed tackles. You can see De La Salle players just reaching out right there trying to grab and tackle with their arms. You can't tackle this type of guy with your arms. You got to put shoulder pads on this guy and bring him down. He's a physical
15-yard
running
gain.
back.
Wow.
Right, he's a physical running back. You got to be physical with him. If you're going to not be physical with him, he's going to stack up on you all night, and he will get his yardage.
So impressed with Trent Kavanaugh, a 5'11 senior. Toss back Connor. Jeffrey with the right end. Sweep. He's inside the 5-yard line. Short of the first down. Parkview Baptist can get a first down without scoring or before they score a touchdown here.
Jeffrey does a nice job on that toss sweep, getting out there, letting everything develop. And once all the blocks develop, he sees a crease and he bursts through it and he gets close to the first down marker. Well, I'm sorry, it looks like it's 2nd and 3. Apparently he must have stepped out of bounds over there on the sideline.
Yeah, they moved it back to the 5-yard line. And that's where they say he did step out of bounds. 2nd down and 3. Joffrion again hit at the line of scrimmage, pushing forward maybe a yard. No, they're going to mark him right at the line of scrimmage at the 5-yard line. No gain.
Parkview Baptist gets out of the bone there that time, and they break the bone. They get into an eye. A 3-eye, power eye backfield right there, or a stack eye backfield, and they dot the eye with Joffrion, and they try to run the inside ISO against the bubble of De La Salle. No place to go. De La Salle steps up and does a nice job playing off blocks and making the tackle right there for no gain.
Big 3rd down and 3 coming up right here at the 5-yard line. Big full house T backfield. There's the give to Parker Kirby. Kirby spins into the line. He stops short of the first down, and it's decision time. Wait, guys.
It's decision time. I think you got to kick the 3 if you're Parkview Baptist. You got to come away with points right here. Parkview Baptist gets into a dead T backfield right there, and they run the counter game. They try to fake the fullback one way. They give it to the halfback coming back the other way. De La Salle's right there to make the tackle. No place to go. It looks like Parkview Baptist is going to kick the 3 points.
Excellent field goal kicker in Wade Simmons, who has 45 to 50-yard range. So this is like an extra point for him to get a little bit of breathing room for the Eagles. They'll put this down at the 11-yard line, so this will be a 21-yarder. He kicks it up, and it is good. A 21-yard field goal.
Again, they take a lot of time off the clock, controlling the line of scrimmage with a couple of key plays in that drive, Ken, making sure that they pick up first downs. The big key play on that drive was the shuttle pass to Joffrion catching the ball, and on a 3rd down, it was like a draw play. He sprints through, and he picks up a huge first down to keep their drive alive. But what that did is that ate a lot of time off the clock. You had to come away with points. The smart thing to do was to kick the 3.
That's the only pass, and it was a shuttle pass, that Parkview Baptist has thrown in the first half on that series with 3:27 remaining. That's how potent and powerful their running game is out of that, as you call it, option offense.
It's option, broken bone offense, double slot option offense. You can call it what you want to call it. It's veer, triple option, midline option, double option style of offense. How you get into it by formation, it really doesn't matter. You're going to get some sort of read, you're going to get some sort of option, and you're going to get some sort of pitch off that option.
Miles Ward is back there again. Let's see if Mason McKee kicks it the other way. He will. He'll kick it to the near side. It'll be fair caught by one of the up men for the De La Salle Cavaliers at the 25-yard line.
That was number 87 with a good job. Ivan Pax right there, getting his hand up for the fair catch on the sky kick right there. That's the first thing you teach those kids is get that hand up. You're going to be protected. First of all, catch the ball. Use that hand to get yourself a fair catch on a free kick like that from the kickoff play and allow you to not have somebody in your face catching the football if it's a sky kick.
Well, the Eagles weren't going to kick it to Miles Ward. As we said, he had the 88-yard KOR TD last week, a 90-yard against Parkview tonight, and here's a toss out to Quincy Cage, and Cage with a flag dropped on the field is up near first down yardage, but just short of it by a yard. Let's sort out the penalty.
It's going to probably be some sort of holding, Ken, by the receiver out there. And that's exactly what it is. So it'll be a 10-yard mark-off penalty from the spot of the foul. It's a spot foul. So we'll get to see it right here on the replay. They try to throw the little bubble screen out there. You can see the De La Salle receivers doing a great job of blocking. Somebody just got their hand outside the the number area of the defender, and they're going to call that every time out on the flank, and they're going to mark off the 10 yards for the holding penalty.
That marks it back to the 15-yard line for the Cavaliers, who now look at 1st and 20 from the 15-yard line. Yes, you can say that again.
There's not a play. I mean, there isn't a play on that chart. What you're trying to do is get half of it back and get inside those sticks again so you can get back on schedule.
Miles Ward in motion on the jet sweep, but Gums doesn't hand off. He'll keep and run the football himself out to the 20-yard line.
They fake the jet sweep right there to Miles Ward, and Gum keeps the ball on an inside run. They wrap the backside guard around trying to get up on the linebacker in the bubble of the defense to pick up some sort of yardage. Not much. It's going to be 2nd, and it looks like 14.
2nd and 14 from their 20-yard line. 24-14, Parkview Baptist with the lead. We're down to the final 2.5 minutes of the first half of this football game, and it has been a great one. Both of the defenses have adjusted a little bit. De La Salle scores have come off special teams. Or one set up by special teams. Gums on the keeper, but he still hasn't gotten back to the original line of scrimmage as he's stopped at the 27-yard line. Original line of scrimmage was the 25. The 17-yard line.
Tell you what, Ken, right there kind of looked like Canada. Had a lot of people moving in those maroon jerseys. I didn't see a flag on the ground. De La Salle breaks their formation. They go empty. They start somebody in motion. Looked like a few of the receivers might have been leaning. Apparently to the officials down there was no call on it. Not much to go. It's going to bring up 3rd and long for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, 3rd and long is 3rd and 12. And it is right there from the 23-yard line to the original line of scrimmage, as we said, the 25. So you've got 3rd down, 12. Clock running, less than a minute and a half to play in the first half. Gums back, Gums throws. He's got a man waiting for the football, and Quincy Cage backpedaling, makes the catch. Makes the catch at midfield right at the 50-yard line. That will be, wow, Quincy Cage on a big one. A 27-yard gain with 1:20 to play first half.
We'll see if we can get a replay. Quincy Cage running the route down the rail. A rail route down the sideline. You can see the ball up in the air. He makes a nice catch, taps his feet to keep him inbounds for a big pickup for first down right there for the Cavaliers, who still have 2 timeouts left.
1:20 on the clock. Gums has time, throws complete. Aaron Marquez with his first catch of the football game. He's got the first down. Clock will stop while they move the chains inside the 40-yard line of Parkview Baptist down to the 38.
Marquez was a great curl route at about 14 back to 12, comes back to the ball. Julian Gums hits it right between the numbers on the curl route, just the way you practice it.
Got a 12-yard gain on that one. First down, 10. Clock running, 103, 102. Gums takes the snap with a minute to play in the first half. Gums breaks one tackle, breaks a second, can't get by the third, and the Cavaliers may have to use one of their timeouts as Gums goes down inside the 35-yard line at the 34. Timeout, De La Salle Cavaliers, their second.
Pressure applied right there by that Parkview Baptist defensive line. B.J. Gaines putting the pressure on, flushing Julian Gums out of the pocket, running the ball, and you just don't want to do that because that kind of takes time off the clock, and you're going to have to spend your timeouts to try to get yourself into at least some sort of position to take a shot at the goal line or take a shot at the boundary to be able to put yourself in a place to kick a field goal.
You'd have to get to at least the 15-yard line, I think, to get into Finn LaBrush's comfort zone area.
Well, they still have a timeout left, so they can do something by running the ball, but they're going to have to call timeout if they keep it on the ground. But the thing you can't take is you can't take the sack, and getting scrambled around like that with the pressure put on by the Parkview Baptist defensive line is as good as a sack against the clock.
Julian Gums, a junior at quarterback. You and I have been watching him for 2 years. He's a pretty smart quarterback.
Very
so
smart
unless he
quarterback.
Just makes a mistake, I don't think, unless he's just not thinking, you don't see him making that mistake.
You got to get rid of the ball. That's what you have to do. You can't take the scramble, and you can't take the sack. Get rid of the football.
Rico Wheats, the running back. Here comes some pressure. Gums steps into the pocket, overthrows everybody. Miscommunications intended for Quincy Cage, who had stopped at about the 22-yard line, and the ball just went sailing way down there about the 10.
Well, they're in 4-down territory, so really no harm done. Don't take the sack. You still have plenty of time left on the clock, 41 seconds, and you do have a timeout, so you got 2 downs to get 7 yards.
And you've got some good receivers. Eddie Minor is way down at the bottom of your screen. Aaron Marquez, with only 1 catch today, is the bottom slot man. 3rd down, 6 at the 34. Gums wants to chunk it long. He's looking for Minor, and he overthrows Minor by about 5 yards. Minor was running step for step with Caleb Moe.
I don't think that was his first progression. I think they were looking to get the ball down to Rico Weed out of the backfield down here along the boundary, and Julian Gums throws the ball up in the air. Nobody down there except Eddie Minor trying to run to get under the deep ball. Now you're down to 4th down to get the sticks. You got to get the sticks to keep this thing alive.
Yeah, this isn't bomb territory here. This is just move the chains. You need 7 yards to do it. Line of scrimmage, the 35. You've got to get to the 28-yard line. 4th down. Gums against a 3-man rush, scrambles. Here comes some heat. He'll throw on the run, and he overthrows Eddie Minor again, who was running step for step with Caleb Moe. Well covered.
Tell you what, Caleb Moe did a great job on the coverage, running step for step with the De La Salle receiver. No place for him to be able to adjust his route to get to the ball. I like how Caleb Moe uses the sideline, does a nice look and lean into the body to be able to take away any type of adjustment that the De La Salle wide receiver could make on that long pass.
25 seconds remain in the first half. Parkview with a comfortable 10-point lead, 24-14. What's the, I guess conventional wisdom would say, take this to the locker room and let's discuss it, regroup, and come back for the second half. Because remember, Parkview gets the ball. No, I'm sorry, De La Salle gets the ball.
De La Salle gets the ball. I'd be extremely surprised if they don't just knee it out. Well,
he'll give to Connor Joffrion, and he'll just, nothing fancy, runs into the right side of the line. Let's see if they stop the clock. Clock is running. 17. Parkview has 2 timeouts. Should they choose to use them, they will not. They will let this clock run out. 10, 9, 8.
They run the counter play, which we've seen in the first half already. I'm surprised that they just didn't knee it out. My idea is you don't want to fumble the football right there and give De La Salle another shot. But worked out for them. They go into the locker room with a 10-point lead.
We will take about a 3-minute break and be back to recap the first half, run through the scoring plays, and talk with a few special guests at halftime. Here in the Division II semifinals, it's Parkview leading De La Salle 24-14. Back in 3 minutes. by Parkview Baptist, ending in the 24-yard field goal.
Well, it looks like De La Salle's going to take the ball at the 35-yard line. Remember, you got your option to either take it at the 35 or you can back it up 5 yards and kick it again. They're going to go ahead and take it at the 35-yard line.
Hey, that's good field position. Nothing wrong with that. And figuring they're not going to kick it to Miles Ward. Slant in, catch by B.J. Randall for the first down on first down. B.J. Randall with a gain of 11.
That's the slant route or the pass play off the jet sweep. They have a combination of a few things that they can combo with off of that running play. They run the slant in behind it, trying to get the secondary to move with the motion and get a one-on-one left down here with your defensive back, Hayden Warren. They do a nice job putting the ball on the money for the slant route.
Give to Quincy Cage. Cage nowhere to go, looking to turn the corner, but Parkview Baptist had him bottled up.
Parkview Baptist does a nice job playing off the crack block out there by the wide receiver, Eddie Minor. What needed to take place was Quincy Cage needed to bounce that out and around that crack block. He would have gotten out onto the boundary, and it would have been one-on-one out there with another defender from Parkview Baptist and would have picked up a lot more yards.
No gain. Second down, 10. Ball at the 47. The passing game for the Cavaliers has been oh so close, but just off the mark tonight. Gums steps in the pocket, caught in trouble, and he's dropped back at the 45-yard line for a big loss, and that's a combination sack of Xavier Davis, and he had some help.
And also on that was Pedigo, and I can't pronounce his first name. Help me out with that one.
Zariel Pedigo.
Zariel Pedigo.
He's real. There's no doubt about it. Plays tight end on offense. They don't throw to him, but he is a blocking tight end.
I'll tell you what, Ken, you're much better with those enunciations than I am.
Third down, 12. Gums in trouble. Starts to run. Breaks one tackle. Spins and can't spin out of the other. And he goes down in the arms of B.J. Gaines.
Parkview Baptist brings the house in their 3-3 stack. They brought the Mike linebacker, and they also did bring Pedigo, and they did a little cross type of stunt right there to confuse the De La Salle offensive front, and they did. They forced Julian Gums to get out of there real fast, and it's going to bring up fourth down, and it looks like about 8.
But with that, the third quarter has come to an end, a very fast third quarter. Parkview in control, 27-14 over the Cavaliers of De La Salle. We'll be back in 1 minute with the fourth and final quarter of play. Back right after this. One quarter left to play. Ken Berthelot, Wade Kaiser, Nat and Jason Collins, our producer and cameraman, and Julian Gums on fourth down will scramble and be tackled short of the first down. The Cavaliers will give it over on downs as Gums is tackled 2 yards short of the first down.
All right, that's a fourth down play that was big, and he gets flushed out of the pocket by number 42, Parker Kirby. Takes him and just runs him out of there. No place for him to go, and he gets sacked, and the ball's going to get turned over to the Parkview offense at their 46-yard line. Punt the ball? I don't know. I tell you what, that's a big down. That's a big down.
Yeah, and great field position, as you said, at the 46-yard line of Parkview Baptist. The Eagles have it now. First down, 10. Keeper by Kitchen fumbles it right into the hands of Raekwon Thomas.
They run the midline, Ken. He disconnects the ball. No place to go with the pitch. De La Salle does a good job taking away the pitch. And you'll see it right here on our replay. He is going to have the ball kind of out in front of him, kind of carrying it out in front of him, and it's going to get popped and right into the arms.
Raekwon Thomas.
Raekwon Thomas gets a gift right there, and it puts De La Salle back in play at the Parkview Baptist 49, 48-yard line.
I believe that's the first turnover by Parkview Baptist in the game. Let me check.
I believe it is. I think that is their first turnover.
Cavaliers has thrown 2 interceptions. Of course, they did have the blocked punt, which helped the Cavaliers score early, but De La Salle's got it now at the 48-yard line of Parkview Baptist. Gums wants to go for it all. He'll dial up a long one for Eddie Miner and can't reach him.
Eddie Miner had a step on the defenders. The ball was just overthrown. I love the call. Let's go after him right now off of the turnover. Let's take that shot down the field. The ball just had a little bit too much air on it, and he overthrew the intended receiver, Eddie Miner. I tell you what, that would have been huge right there. I love the call.
Well, you got the momentum. Everything's gone. The stands have come alive. You're right. What a great call. You got to go for it. 2nd down, 10. We're in the 4th quarter. Cavaliers are trailing by a bunch, 27-14. They need 2 touchdowns right now. Running room, right side. Going to be stopped 2 yards short of a first down. Wait a minute. Ball comes out, and Parkview saying they have it, but I think the officials are saying the ball was down. The runner was down at the 41-yard line.
Looked like the ball had been stripped in the scrum. You just couldn't see if his knee was down or not. Apparently the officials are on it. You'll take a look at it right here on the replay. There's the fight.
7-yard gain. Here they go. They're going quick. Here they're going. Gums over to Quincy. Quincy Cage, left side, has the first down on 3rd down and 4. They went quick.
Going quick, picking up the speed, trying to get the momentum going, and they pick up the first down right there on the outside play. Nice pickup for the first down.
All the way down to the 33-yard line. Cavaliers playing with a sense of urgency, which they should. Here's the toss. Quincy Cage left side. He's got room. Cage tackled inside the 25-yard line. Going to be very close to a first down. Will depend on the spot. And the officials say he got it, I think. Let's see. They started moving the chains, and now they will move it. Nope, they're going to call it 2nd down 1. 2nd down and 1.
This is what De La Salle does best. Get things out with their speed on the flank.
2nd down and 1, and there's a dive right up the middle on a hard run. There's the first down. That'll move the chains all the way down to the 20-yard line.
That was Kendall Collins right there on that play, 5'7", 175 southpaw, who rams it up inside on the zone, inside zone play to pick up the first down.
That's his first carry of this game, all the way down to the 20. 1st and down. Collins stays in there. Gums drops the snap. Scramble for it. And Parkview Baptist may have it. Let's see the referee. Yes, they do. As the referee Boyd Guy from the Lafayette Officials Association unstacked that pile. Turnover, De La Salle.
Good look at it again on the replay. Gums, it hits him right in the hands. No better place for the ball to hit you. I guess he just takes his eyes off of it at that time, and it goes down on the ground, and you can see the turnover right there. And all the Parkview Baptist white jerseys are pointing, it is ours, in that direction.
Wow. 2 turnovers, 2 interceptions. And now the fumble. Cavaliers defense has to step up at the 21-yard line. Nothing but a run right up the middle. Cavaliers stack it up, but not until there's a gain of about 3.
Inside run play stacked up very nicely right there by David Tran, Greg Tran, doing a nice job right there, getting up inside and making a nice fit from his defensive end position.
Clock works with the Parkview Baptist Eagles. They lead 27-14, just under 10 minutes, 9:45 to play in the game. We're in the 4th quarter. McCain Luke Kenshin played almost a perfect game tonight. Only missed one real big read, but he's gotten just about all the rest. Look at this, he won't go down. I think everyone thought the whistles were going to blow, that they had him stopped, and he just turned around, spun out of that, kept going, and had the first down already, but got a few extra yards to boot.
You can't tackle with your arms. You got to put shoulder pads on people and be physical. That's the reason why it's a physical game. You got to stick the shoulder pad in there and bring them to the ground. They run the midline option. He disconnects from the fullback, takes it up inside behind his lead blocker. Nobody there, and then De La Salle's trying to arm tackle him. He's dragging people for extra yards.
From the 33-yard line. This is an offense that can grind out yardage and eat up clock. And this is Parker Kirby on the carry.
De La Salle's jumped into a 5-man defensive line there. They brought in an extra defensive lineman and put him on the defensive line to try to answer some of that power running game and the option running game of Parkview Baptist. It still gets down to assignment football. I don't care whether you're lining up and 3 people up front, 4 people up front, or 5 people up front. You got to have an answer on how you're going to run and defend the option.
8.5 minutes to play in this game. Second down, 4. Straight ahead. The fullback is at Kavanaugh or Merla on the run, and that is Merla, Matthew Merla.
Well, that's De La Salle's answer to stop the midline option on the fullback run, is put the big nose guard in there to try to clog up the middle. They brought in number 57, Jeremiah James. He's a huge defensive lineman. He is a senior, to try to clog up that middle running game off of the midline option. Look for Parkview Baptist to disconnect and get Kitchen running off the midline option.
Third down, 4 at the 39. There's the toss back. Joffrion turning the corner, has the first down, has more. He's across the 50 in De La Salle territory and finally brought down. But a nice run by Connor Joffrion moves the chains, and any points on the board by Parkview Baptist now would just about make this an impossibility for the Cavaliers. They've got to get that ball back.
You see the nice toss sweep outside by Joffrion, but I tell you what I'm impressed by with Parkview Baptist, the way they block on the edge, out on the flank. Kyle Washington, Patrick Byas, the wide receivers do a great job blocking out there.
That was a 14-yard gain. 320 yards rushing right now for Parkview Baptist. That's offensive prowess against a very good De La Salle Cavalier defense. And they're doing it just with moves like that, where they're just so hard to bring down, hard to stop. Inside the 40-yard line, down to the 39-yard line. That was a gain of 7.
Nice job by the Parkview Baptist offensive line, running power football right there, giving it to the second back through with a lead blocker, just knocking De La Salle off the ball.
Makes it second down, very short. Kenshin, a keeper, and he'll dive for the first down at the 35-yard line.
It was supposed to be midline option. Fullback went the wrong direction, so there was no fake on the first option, and Kitchen had to keep the ball on the second part of the midline option play. That's one of those oops. I went the wrong way. That's what they're saying right now in the huddle.
But it's okay because he moved the chains. And you're under 7 minutes to play in this game. 6:45. Kenshin on a keeper. And he runs it so well down to the 30-yard line, a gain of 5. Second down, 5.
Really working the midline option hard. Disconnecting from the fullback with the read and following the blocker up into the second level of the defense. And Kitchen just continues to rip that up, control the offense, and run clock, eat up yardage.
This is the 9th play of this drive, and they've eaten up close to 4.5 minutes on the clock. 6 minutes to play in the game. Toss. Preston Roberts around the left side. Flags down. This one, well, hard hit by one of the Cavaliers. Defensively, Lance Robinson went down, was hurting as he turned over in pain, breathing in pain.
Well, he came down and made a hard tackle coming from his free safety position, but what they're going to get is some sort of holding penalty on Parkview Baptist at the point of attack, so they'll mark it off 10 yards, bring it back. Here's another look at it on the replay. Let's see if we can pick up the hold. I think you can see it right there on the edge. Nice tackle by De La Salle coming from his free safety position to make the tackle. That was Lance Robinson.
Moves the ball back to the 36-yard line. Second down, just a little bit more than 10. The senior quarterback, McCain Luke Kinchin, will hand this one off. Straight ahead, nothing but a clock eater and yard gainer by Matthew Merla, the fullback.
That was Daquan Edwards right there on the midline option. He didn't close. What he tried to do was stand there and play both people. Again, not playing assignment football. Daquan Edwards should have closed on that dive and put a good, hard shoulder pad tackle on the fullback. Great read by Kitchen, giving the ball to the fullback, picking up huge yards on the midline play.
De La Salle calls timeout, their first of the second half, leaving them with 5:42 to play. And whatever the coaches are telling them, strip the ball has got to be one of the things that they talk about in this timeout huddle here.
Let me tell you, they better be telling him to put his shoulder pads on the guy, because if they don't, they're going to walk it into the end zone. These guys run too hard just to try to reach out and strip the ball. First of all, you got to bring them down physically with a good hard tackle, and then the cleanup guys have got to come in second and strip the football.
Matthew Merla, 91 yards rushing on 9 carries. Connor Jeffrey on the leading rusher for Parkview Baptist, 79 yards on 16 carries, and these two guys have been workhorses tonight.
Well, that's what the option offense is about. You're gonna establish a lot of people are going to touch the ball, and what ends up taking place is somebody's going to have a stellar night, because if the option offense is going to work, something's going to be open.
3rd and 5 from the 31-yard line. De La Salle crowd making a lot of noise. Couple of fakes, and nobody was fooled as the handoff.
Wow. I believe that was Preston Jones coming through there on the reverse.
Stopping Darryl Cyprian.
Right. You'll see it right here on the instant replay. Preston Jones penetrates up the field. They try to run a little wide receiver reverse. Nobody touches him and meets him in the backfield.
Well, De La Salle needed that, bringing up 4th down and 11 at the 37-yard line with 5:36 to play. And the Cavaliers have used their second timeout, so De La Salle has 1 timeout remaining.
I think it's a good call on the timeout, trying to conserve some clock right there. It's going to put Parkview Baptist in a 4th down and long situation. Do you punt the ball? Do you take some sort of delay a game penalty, back it up and punt the ball? What do you do here from the standpoint of Parkview Baptist? It's 4th and long. You're not a very good team in the 4th and long situation category as an option team.
But you have a good punter. You have a very good punter in William Fazand. And you know what? I'd punt for the coffin corner.
You know what I'd do right here?
How's that for an old term for you?
Coffin corner. And you also have a pretty good field goal kicker. The other thing you do is you line up in a field goal situation, kick the field goal, and
he's kicking against the wind, though.
Right, but it ends up coming out to the 20-yard line if it goes into the end zone.
That's true. You're not giving up that. That's right. Well, that's right. I think I'd do the field goal and let it come out to the 20, or try to punt it to the 1-yard line. So now
Parkview Baptist takes their first time out.
So Parkview has 2 remaining. De La Salle has 1 remaining. 5:36 to play in the game. De La Salle behind the 8 ball here because they are 2 touchdowns behind, trailing 27-14, and Parkview Baptist has the ball.
I agree with you, Ken. I like your idea. Only thing I'd want to do right here is take a delay a game penalty, back it up 5 yards, and give me a little working room on the punt. I like the idea of punting the ball down inside the 5 or the 10-yard line.
Now they're going to need the passing arm. De La Salle will of Julian Gums, who is 7 of 15 for 78 yards, but he's got those 2 interceptions and that big fumble by the Cavaliers. 3 turnovers to just 1 by Parkview Baptist in this game. And usually the team that can win the turnover battle, especially if you're winning by a lot, will have the edge in Parkview Baptist. But they have the edge not because of that, but I think that has something to do with it.
Well, that's in any football game. The plus-minus on the turnover ratio is something that's really important.
5:36 to play. Here's your fourth down. The punter, William Fassand, in the game. And he is going to go for the corner. And it's going to go out of bounds at about the 11-yard line. Let's see where the official marks it. He will mark it at the 16, at the 16. And
well, I like the idea. I just think he needed to kick it a little bit farther.
Yeah, I think he was going for the corner. But remember, the wind is blowing sort of across the field, so that wind was going to push that football a little bit, or out of bounds a little bit faster than what Fassand, I think, figured in his kick. So,
well, here we go. De La Salle's got to score here if they're going to get back into this game and stay in this football game.
That was a long 12-play drive. Cavaliers have 161 yards of total offense. Gums, as we said, 7 of 15, 78 yards. First and 10 from the 16. Gums looking to throw. He will. Eddie Minor makes the catch, turns upfield, and then finally gets out of bounds. He stepped out of bounds at the 29-yard line. And
Parkview Baptist only brings a three-man rush right there. The ball was put right on target to Minor, who was running a deep out route on the boundary. Catches the ball, gets out of bounds, does a nice job. The only thing he did was kind of flip the ball in the air, which kind of, to the chagrin of the official, had to have a word with him about that.
13-yard gain, 29-yard line. Another first down for the Cavaliers, who need 2 touchdowns. They need this. The onside kick pass deflected. And coming in hard and getting a hand on it, I believe it was deflected.
Well, that was number 34 coming in there, Trent Kavanaugh, from his safety position. They ran a safety blitz. He came through untouched, put his shoulder pads right on Gums as he was releasing the ball. Boom, ball's in the air, and it's going to bring up second down. I like the blitz. I like the scheme that Parkview Baptist brought right there, bringing Kavanaugh all the way from the secondary on his blitz.
Second and 10 from the 29. Gums. Here comes pressure again. Gums will uncork a long one, and he'll overthrow everybody. Closest person to it was Colton Jubenville, the defensive back.
They brought Kavanaugh again on a safety blitz. They also brought 2 linebackers to apply the pressure. One was not picked up, and all that allowed Gums to do was just release the ball as far as he could down the field.
Intended for B.J. Randall. He was running hard, but he couldn't catch up to that football. Neither could the defensive backs, and now you've got third down 10 at the 29. Remember, you got to move the chains here with 5:12 to play in the game, trailing by 13. 27-14, Parkview Baptist leads it. The Cavaliers need the touchdown, the onside kick, and another touchdown. Gums on left for Eddie Minor, overthrew him. Had Minor for the first down. He was in front of the defensive backs, but Gums again, with pressure coming hard, was hit after he threw, was really banged into, slow to get up. He's okay, but he had to hurry up the throw, Wade.
They brought Kavanaugh again, this time off the De La Salle left edge. They're moving the safety Kavanaugh around, letting him pick his spots and choose his spots where to blitz him from, and they brought him that time from the outside in. Nobody touched him. All Gums could do was get rid of the football quick.
Fourth down, 10. Cavaliers aren't thinking anything but getting to the 40-yard line with this one. Nope, they're going to go long. They're going to uncork one down for Miles Ward, who makes the catch and then dropped the ball. He had it and dropped it. My goodness, Ward, slow to get up. He had it. He would have stumbled down, would not have scored, but he was all the way down to the 20-yard line.
Here's your replay. I'll tell you what, De La Salle does a great job that time picking up the blitz. They brought Kavanaugh again. Look at this. Ward has a step out there on Kavanaugh. Ball's right on the money. Great throw by Gums. Just couldn't reel it in.
Now De La Salle turns it over on downs with 4:59. 1 tick under 5 minutes to play in the game, and now they're going to need a miracle. 1 timeout remaining for the Cavaliers. Parkview Baptist with it at the 34-yard line of De La Salle. Kenshin, the quarterback. He will hand off straight ahead And that is Connor Joffrion.
They run the power play to Joffrion again, right off tackle. De La Salle's got everybody in the box now. They're trying to make something happen, and so they're lining up 8-9 guys in the box. But it's still about making sure you play assignment football because Parkview Baptist will still run their option game.
Second down, 5 for a team trying to make their third consecutive trip to the Louisiana Superdome. Winning it all last year, trying to repeat as champions this year in Division II, the Select. And there's a run to the 20-yard line. Well, again, they're just handing off to Connor Joffrion.
Joffrion running the counter play, faking the fullback one way, handing it to Joffrion, coming back in the other direction on the counter play. They've been using that quite a lot tonight to try to get De La Salle to flow one way and get the counter coming back the other way for some big gains tonight, especially in the first half.
He went down to the 22, third down, as Parkview Baptist using as much of the play clock as they can. It's down to 4, and then they're snapping it under 4 almost every time. Straight ahead is that Trent Kavanaugh, and that's down to the 20-yard line. And De La Salle will use their final timeout on 4th down and 1 because they've got to make this stop right here. They've got to stop. Of course, if Parkview Baptist decided to go for the field goal right here, they just about put the icing on the cake.
You got to kick the field goal right here. This is within his yardage. I don't know if with the pickup in the wind, if he can actually kick this. He's kicked 45 yards this year. This would make this, if he decides to kick this, would make this a, 37-yard field goal.
And that's easily his range. He's got 45 to 50-yard range, so even with the wind blowing, it's about a 7-8 mile-an-hour wind. We don't have a lot of flags down here. There's one windsock up on the end of the stadium that we're looking at, and that's about it. The De La Salle Cavaliers have never won a state championship game. They played in one in 1961 against Istrouma. Lost that one 20-7 at Tad Gormley Stadium. The great Fuzzy Brown coached Istrouma Indians. See if we can get a score on the University High game.
Well, I think at halftime, and that's the one that I see here, St. Thomas More up 28-21 over University Lab. The winner tonight, Parkview Baptist or De La Salle, would have the winner of the St. Thomas More University Lab game next week.
Kitchen, quarterback sneak, and he won't get it. So De La Salle will have a little bit of life left. No timeouts remaining, but they'll have the football as they turn it over on down. See if we can get an update on that score, because
I guess Parkview Baptist there, Ken, felt like they couldn't kick that 37-yard field goal into this win, so they decide to go with the quarterback sneak, and De La Salle is going to take the ball over with 3:17 and no timeouts left. We're working hard to try to get that St. Thomas More score for you,
because whoever wins this game, that's who they would play. The winner of St. Thomas More University High.
And I've got a St. Thomas More score here, 34-21. 34-21 St. Thomas More.
So they have no timeouts remaining. 3:17 to play. De La Salle needs 2 touchdowns. So they need a touchdown, onside kick, touchdown, and they've got a long way to go. Gums fumbles the snap. It's still down, and Parkview Baptist recovers. Wow, really tough.
My goodness, again, that's the second one we've seen tonight that Gums has dropped. Ball hits him in the hands. You'll see on the replay. It's down around his knees, but he still has to handle that, Ken. First of all, you got to catch the ball on the shotgun snap. And the ball taps him in the hands, goes on the ground. Parkview Baptist will take over inside the 10-yard line. All they should have to do now is run the ball a few times and then kneel it out if they have to.
No timeouts remaining for the De La Salle Cavaliers to stop the clock. And you can see the disappointment on the Cavaliers sideline. It's one thing to play your hearts out and lose it. It's one thing to turn it over 4 times, 2 fumbles, 2 interceptions, and take yourself out of it with a couple of turnovers. And sometimes kids just want to try too hard, and that will happen. And there's just a step into the end zone by Parkview Baptist on a run by Parker Kirby. Score.
Parker Kirby, who also is a defensive lineman, gets into the scoring action there for Parkview. Takes the power play off the Parkview right side and just stands up and walks into the end zone.
His 5th touchdown of the year. Doesn't get to carry a whole lot. Only had 145 yards rushing coming into the game. Had a couple of rushes tonight. But it looks like Parkview Baptist will make their 3rd consecutive trip to the Louisiana Superdome. And here's your point after by Wade Simmons. It is good. With 3:06 to play in this one, Parkview Baptist has just about put the icing on the cake. Parkview Baptist 34, De La Salle 14. Now, what's a little disappointing for the Cavaliers is,
they've had such a great year. I've been there. I understand exactly where their coaching staff is and where their kids are right now. You go through an 11-win season and you get to this particular point and things just don't go very well for you tonight. You run into a buzzsaw and a very well coached, a very well disciplined Parkview Baptist team, and things just don't work out for you tonight. They have nothing to be upset about from the standpoint. Sure, you lost the game, but nothing to be upset from the standpoint of the effort that they've put into this season. Great effort by the De La Salle Cavaliers. It's Parkview Baptist was their nemesis tonight.
And Parkview Baptist, wow, I'll tell you what, whoever's going to be their opponent next week, and I don't know if we got an update on that score yet.
Well, the last score we had was St. Thomas More was up, so it's going to most likely be St. Thomas More unless something big happens.
Fair catch called for by the Cavaliers at the 29-yard line. And for the people listening and watching in St. Thomas, now at the 4th quarter, it's a closer game. St. Thomas More 34, University Lab 28. That's in the 4th quarter.
Again, we told you the winner is going to have the number 3 seed St. Thomas More or the number 7 seed University Lab. 2 powerhouses on the select side of the bracket in Division II.
Parkview Baptist was the number 5 seed. But you look at this offense, and it is as potent as any offense we've seen from anybody this year. Julian Gums looking to throw. Does, and this one's dropped. It's just not going right. Jabil White had it, dropped it, and that's the kind of night it's been for the Cavaliers with the couple of interceptions, 2 fumbles, 4 turnovers to 1 for Parkview Baptist.
Well, yeah.
Couple of drop balls, that especially the Quincy Cage over here. I mean,
right.
Miles Ward, Miles Ward's drop over here.
A couple of big drops on the night, a couple of penalties at the wrong time. Yeah, absolutely. A few fumbles.
Just things that didn't. The Cavaliers just not in total sync tonight. Gums goes down.
Oh, it's Parker Kirby, the guy that just scored the touchdown, coming from his defensive line position on the left-hand side of their defensive line, bursting through there for the first contact on the sack for Parkview Baptist. Next week in the Dome is going to be the select state finals, as tonight are the semifinals. But next week will be the semifinals of the non-select category in the LHSAA.
3rd down 16. Screen looking for Jabil White, and Jabil's tackled at the 30-yard line back to the original line of scrimmage. 2:09 to play in the game, clock ticking.
Split playoffs is what is the landscape now in the LHSAA, Ken, and that's unfortunate from that standpoint because I tell you what, there are a lot of non-select and select schools that would make some great matchups in semifinal rounds if they were all together.
Gums on 4th down, scrambles, tries to sidestep, and finally goes down. And the Cavaliers will turn it over on downs, and Parkview Baptist will run out the final 1 minute and 37 seconds of this one. And as we said, very disappointing for the Cavaliers. They're going to fall 34-14. But what a great season for Coach Ron Manali and his De La Salle Cavaliers, undefeated 11-0 coming into this game. They'll suffer their first loss of the season, and they're losing to a team that is, remember now, this is the defending state champions
and they're
in this class.
They're a perennial powerhouse. It seems like every year you look up, you see Parkview Baptist in the dome in their classification.
Absolutely. So,
as we said, De La Salle has nothing to hang their heads about their season. This will be a tough one to get over. But the sun's going to come up tomorrow on the De La Salle Cavalier program, and Ryan Manali has this program heading in the right direction. What a great season they have had.
Clock ticking, 1:15 to go.
Just letting that clock tick down.
Cavaliers, we were talking about, trying to make. They've made it to this game, the semifinals, just once before in school history, 1969. And they made it to the state championship game in 1961. Under a minute to play. And you know what? If you want to really compare it, I'll tell you, I had one fan tell me, they said, this is going to be the year for the Cavaliers because there's another group of Cavaliers up in Cleveland that had LeBron James, and they broke a 47-year-old. I know it's the NBA. They broke a 47-year-old drought and won an NBA championship. Well, the Cavaliers have two James. They have Jamiron and his brother. They have Jamiron and his brother, who is the offensive lineman, Jeremiah. And they thought with maybe two James that this Cavalier team could break their 67-year-old drought of not winning a state championship, but it's not going to happen this year. Parkview Baptist has put on a great show and won this game by the score of 34-14, ending the Cavaliers' season with a record of 11-1. The undefeated De La Salle Cavaliers dropped this one to the Parkview Baptist Eagles, and what a football game it was. Wade Kaiser, your comments on this game.
Well, Parkview Baptist, perennial in the dome, just too much tonight with their option offense, controlling the line of scrimmage and controlling the time of possession against De La Salle. De La Salle having some big turnovers at the wrong time, drop passes at the wrong time, a couple of bad penalties at the wrong time. It just was not their night. But as I said before, I'll say it again, De La Salle, Ryan Manali, these guys do a great job. Their program is on the map in the state of Louisiana, and they have nothing to hang their heads about. The sun will come up tomorrow for these guys, and they're a great football program. But Parkview Baptist was their nemesis tonight. Just too much for them here in this semifinal game.
Just congratulating the Parkview Baptist coaches who were sitting next to us on a fine game and wishing them luck next week in the Dome. We don't have a final on their opponent yet. My phone's still updating, so I can't get the total update on that yet. We're going to take a 1-minute break, and we'll take a one-minute break and be back to wrap this one up in just a second. Ken Berthelot, Wade Kaiser, back in 1 minute. Ken Berthelot, Wade Kaiser, along with Nat and Jason Collins, our photographer and producer, on this broadcast. And the final score in this one is Parkview Baptist defeats the De La Salle Cavaliers 34-14, handing the Cavaliers of De La Salle their first loss of the season. And Parkview returns to the Louisiana Superdome for the third consecutive year. They are the defending state champions in the Division II Select, and they're going to play one of the
winner of St. Thomas More University Lab. We just don't have a final on that one.
34-28. I think St. Thomas More was leading in the fourth quarter.
Right.
And that's who they're going to play next week in the Louisiana Superdome to see if they can make it two in a row state championship titles. But for De La Salle, you look at this, and again, I asked you at halftime, or maybe before the game, how much of I think this was a stand-up we did before the game. How much did it really matter if a team, the experience of being here before, and you said you just saw it.
Well, it's huge, simply from the standpoint, you saw how Parkview from the opening play tonight when they took that ball on that long drive and scored on their first series. They can handle this situation. They know how to handle this situation of being in a semifinal game with everything on the line. You could see it from the turnover standpoint. They run the turnover battle tonight. They know how to play in this type of game. De La Salle will get to that point. Ryan Manali, fine coach, will have his Cavaliers get to that point.
Yeah, and I'm looking at turnovers, and I believe it was just one big turnover, one fumble for Parkview Baptist in the second half. But the Cavaliers had the interception in the first half. They had an interception to end their first drive of the second half, and they fumbled it away twice in the second half. Both times, quarterback Julian Gums unable to handle the snap in the shotgun formation. And it's just one of those days when it was a matter of De La Salle being oh so close. There were so many passes that were close, within a yard, 2 yards, a drop pass here, a missed opportunity, a missed field goal there, and you put all of those things together, and it's hard to keep up with a team that's got experience and a team that's as explosive as Parkview Baptist.
There's no doubt about it, and as I've said many times tonight, this De La Salle football program's on the map now. They have nothing to hang their heads about. Parkview Baptist knows exactly how to handle these type of situations. They're going to be a great representative on that side of the bracket going to the Dome next week against either St. Thomas More or University Lab.
We want to thank Will Pinnegay and Les East for providing us with stats, and Leah Kaiser, Wade's wife, for running them down to us when she could get the stats.
Well, she was cold. She had to keep moving.
Nat and Jason Collins. Nat Collins, our producer. Jason Collins, our photographer. We had a good time bringing this one to you. We hope you enjoyed it, folks. This was a good football game, but the De La Salle Cavaliers suffer their first defeat of the season. They will close the year 11-1, and the Parkview Baptist Eagles up their record now to 8-4. A team that lost its first 3 games of the season to dynamite football teams and then rallied back to win a bunch. By the way, those 3 teams they lost to early on, Catholic of Baton Rouge, Riverside, John Curtis, all of those teams have a 43-1 combined record. So you're losing, you're getting experience to play your game. But anyway, that about wraps it up. Any final comments from you, Wade?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's been a great night for football. We saw 2 good football teams tonight, and it's going to be real interesting to see who Parkview Baptist plays next week, because that's going to be an outstanding game, whether they're going to meet St. Thomas More or they're going to meet University Lab, which are really 2 good football teams. It's going to be a fun time in the Dome next week for that playoff game.
All right, for all of those people and our analyst Wade Kaiser, I'm Ken Berthelot. Thanks for being with us, folks. Our final score here tonight is Parkview Baptist 34, the De La Salle Cavaliers 14. Parkview Baptist is making their 3rd consecutive trip to the Louisiana Superdome next week, and we wish them all the luck in the world. Congratulations, Coach Ron Manali and your De La Salle Cavaliers. What a fabulous season, only losing tonight. It's going to be a whale of a year in 2017 for these Cavaliers. For Wade Kaiser and our crew, I'm Ken Berthelot. Thanks for being with us, folks, and have a pleasant good night.